1, here we go!
Welcome to IWC Wrestling High Stakes 2, Wheeling Island Casino, as we go to IWC owner Justin Plummer for a special presentation.
And welcome to IWC High Stakes 2! Now tonight, we have a lot of action in store for you. We have Jerry the King Lawler in the building. And another exciting thing that we announced earlier this month is that for the first time in 15 years in the IWC, we are bringing back a brand new championship, perfect for Wheeling Island Casino, the IWC High Stakes Championship. Just here for you guys, huh? Now you'll see I have two gentlemen in the ring with me right now because while this is a new championship title belt, this title did exist 15 years ago, and the last man to hold that title is the gentleman to my left, the gentleman that's going to be the special referee for the title match tonight, and the man that will pass the torch of the High Stakes Championship from himself to the eventual new champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Boomer Payne! And the man to my right, earlier this month, he won a contest to earn a bye into the final round of the IWC High Stakes Championship Tournament. He'll be fighting later tonight in the main event for this title. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Jameson! So what we're going to do to start the night off tonight is we're going to have the first round. We got to determine what men are going to be fighting with Jami, wrestling with Jami to earn this championship, this prestigious award. And we're going to do that in a way we've never done it before. What we're about to have is a high stakes wild card 8-man tag team match. Is that a mouthful or what? Huh? 2 teams of 4 are about to enter the ring. Those 2 teams will go to battle, and the winning team will move on to the final round, where they will join Jameson in a 5-man match. But that match will then be every man for themselves. So you're going to see something unique tonight. Guys that have to work together at the beginning of the night, but then turn their backs on each other, and only one man can earn this championship. So with that being said, let's hand things over to Nick Lendl and get our night kicked off. Thank you.
We're making history tonight, first time in 15 years, an IWC High Stakes Championship. Kicking things off with a 4-on-4 wild card tag team matchup. We're going to have a field of 5 to contest for this championship.
Are you ready for your first match of the evening? Your opening contest is a high stakes wild card 8-man tag team match, where the winning team will advance to face Jameson in a 5-man scramble to determine the new IWC High Stakes Champion.
As we officially welcome you to the broadcast, my name is Joe Dabrowski. By my side, making his IWC debut, my dear close personal longtime friend, welterweight wrestling extraordinaire, world traveler, Mr. Excitement, Ryan Kidd. We'll get your thoughts in a moment.
First, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 275 pounds, Jimmy Vegas.
Jimmy Vegas here in Wheeling Island Casino. It's like the event he was destined to headline, but we'll see if he can get past the opening round. Ryan, a great event you've chosen to join us here tonight. Prestige is in the air here at the Wheeling Island Casino.
High stakes is right as Jimmy Vegas makes his way to the ring for a huge 8-man contest.
Vegas, the first ever 2-time IWC champion in history, a founding father, and one of the biggest and baddest in company history. But he's always been a loner. He's always had a bit of a temper, to say the least. We'll see how Vegas can coexist, or lack thereof, with 3 tag team partners.
And his tag team partners. First, making his way to the ring, Marshall the Bull Gambino.
Marshall the Bull, the most decorated tag team competitor in IWC history, part of the storied, infamous Gambino family. In recent times, Marshall has been mentoring Jameson. Jami's got that bye into the high stakes finals tonight. If Marshall's successful with his team, he could join his ally in an any man for himself environment.
Introducing next, being accompanied to the ring by BC Steel, from wherever the hell he damn well pleases. Weighing in at 316 pounds, the human crime scene, Bout
Nasty is mad, bad, and dangerous to know. The hired heavy of manager Benjamin C. Steele, who has had more than one unpleasant encounter and altercation with one Jimmy Vegas. Interesting draw here to put Vegas and Marshall and Bout Nasty on the same team. These may be the three angriest men in IWC history.
And you've got to wonder, being on the same team with a common goal, how are they going to be able to coexist to get the job done tonight?
Aulridge makes his IWC debut all the way from Jackson, Mississippi. 275-pounder, 29 years of age. First time I can recall seeing him around this area of the country. Should be interesting to see how he adapts, or lack thereof, to his surroundings. This is the team of four that will be representing team number one. Let's see the opponents.
And their opponents, first, being accompanied to the ring by Gory, at a combined weight of 419 pounds, chest Flexor, Ruxpin, and they are representing the sexy, talented Dude, otherwise known as BS.
Always a unique set of circumstances when these sexy, talented dudes are involved. Chest Flexor, the leader of the group, Billy Ruxpin. Hey, at the start of the year, we thought he was imaginary. He may be a high-stakes champion by the end of tonight. Of course, head of security, Pump Ferrari, on the outside as well. Obviously, Ruxpin and Flexor will get along great, but remains to be seen how the other team will factor in.
At a combined weight of 532 pounds, Officer Dan Murphy, the Gavel, David Lawless, in order.
Well, we have Gory Futuristic doing his best Lieutenant Dangle for Reno 911 impression as he leads down Lawless and Order. That's Officer Dan Murphy with the file, of course, and David Lawless, the Gavel himself. We've seen that heavy oak gavel used as an offensive weapon quite illegally in IWC broadcast past. We'll see if the Gavel can lead to a victory and advancing into the final round. You might want to get some of those business cards, Ryan, if you ever need representatives. We saw Lawless and Order in a Rural Valley lockdown matchup with Marshall and Jameson and the STDs back in Rural Valley a couple of months ago. That matchup went all over the building. You got to believe there's still a lot of bad blood between those entities. And with Marshall and Lawless and Order and the STDs in this matchup, it could explode once again.
And what it's going to come down to here, Joe, is what team is going to be able to set aside their differences long enough to get the 1, 2, 3 and head on to that 5-way scramble later on in the night.
Ryan, you've been in tag team matches before, and I know some of your partners over the years you've liked more than others. Some partners, there's no shows, there's cancellations during a matchup that with somebody you don't even know and have to team with them. What's the best strategy for adapting to teaming and functioning well with someone who you really don't get along with?
Well, it's a matter of knowing what you know how to do and hoping that your partner is on the same page as well and getting the job done. So despite their common differences that they have one common goal, and that is the High Stakes Championship that will be on the line later tonight.
Is Nathan Aulridge starting up with Billy Ruxpin, calling up a tie-up center ring. A couple of big boys in there. We got a lot of beef in that ring right now.
As you said, Nathan Aulridge making his IWC debut. Could you imagine if in his first night with the company, he's able to become the brand new High Stakes champion?
Oof. It's irresistible force versus imaginary object right now.
Neither man willing to give an inch.
A couple of guys who are hovering around that 300-pound mark. That is Team Ruxpin, gosh. That collision, you can hear all the way in the back of the building.
Something's got to give here.
And Ruxpin wanted a little bit more, but David Lawless tags himself in now, one half of Lawless and Order in the ring for the very first time. I'll give him credit, not many lawyers are built quite like that. Judge, jury, and executioner is what Lawless wants to be to the entire International Wrestling Cartel.
Cheap shot there, stomping on the toe of Aldrin.
Going to outsmart and Aulridge with a takedown. And Bolt Nasty tags himself in. They just keep getting bigger.
And here we're seeing not really any of these teams able to get along. Neither of them seem quite on the same page.
Well, we're not seeing cohesive tags, that's for sure, as Vegas wants a piece. And you got to believe there's a bit of pride and ego involved here, too. Each one of these men would love to score that winning fall, even though no matter who gets the decision, the entire team moves on to the High Stakes Championship.
And you've got to wonder how much ego is really at stake here. Who gets the winning pinfall, as you said, is certainly going to play a role.
Ouch! Marshall and Officer Dan collide, take one another down. And this matchup is breaking down to a brawl in just the first opening few minutes, and there you go, Officer Dan. Marshall's never gotten along with the law in any form.
High overhead and slam down with a huge body slam there.
I just want to run into Marshall a bull in an alleyway some night.
I certainly wouldn't choose that over being in the High Stakes Championship match tonight.
Here comes the ball. Lawless about 260 in his own right, but being treated like he's a feather. Huge power slam.
Manhandled there as he slammed to the mat. It seems as if they're all taking turns, picking up and putting down.
Well, it's almost like Bolt Nasty's daring Jimmy Vegas to top what he just did. It's almost like a game of can you top this, a game of ego here. So now Officer Dan is in. And Vegas is staring him. Oh my God! That's about 6'6" or 6'7". That Jimmy Vegas is about 270 or 80 in his own right. Was able to take down, and Dan sent hard to the floor. You can feel the thud at our feet.
Ground shaking as 8 colossal men. Another huge body slam.
Wait, Corey's not even in this match, and he got it too. And Flexor gets caught. What is Pump Ferrari doing in the ring? Oh no.
Gosh, head nearly taken off with a huge lariat.
You should know better than to charge into Marshall the Bull head on.
Especially when you have no business being in the ring at all.
And now everybody's arguing with everybody. These guys are on the same team.
And this is exactly what we were talking about, Joe. How are they going to be able to coincide to win this match? Take them, and just like that.
That's Lawless with a roll up, but the official, I think the official knows who's legal, and thankfully, because we don't at this point, this thing is completely breaking down.
Complete chaos, and that's to be expected when you've got 8 men with completely different personalities in the ring at once.
Here we go.
Meeting of the minds in the center of the ring.
All four of the same team ended up getting it.
Almost unintentional teamwork there.
What are you guys doing?
Oh
my God. 5 minutes gone by.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they intended things to work out so perfectly, but it did, and now it's Lawless with Flexor. And Officer Dan Murphy with Ruxpin. Everybody else just kind of laying back and letting things unfold. Because, again, these guys are teammates and they're fighting each other. First, another clothesline by the STDs. That's great. I'm not sure if this crowd even knows what to make of this because you talked about at the outset which team could get along longest. We answered that question already.
Bulldog attempt there, unsuccessful.
And now if Flexor pins Lawless or vice versa, all four of them, I guess, would still get in the main event.
That is true. Beautiful double teamwork there.
Neck breaker. And if I'm the opposing team, I'm watching this carefully because this could backfire potentially, but never mind.
He knows what he's doing in the courtroom, not right now in the ring.
Oh.
Second lariat.
Nothing imaginary about Ruxpin's temper. Oh, Bulk master from behind. Found an opening. Bulk fresh from the 6-way ladder main event a couple of weeks ago, and Unbreakable. Oh God, that's 300 pounds. He just powerbomb.
Unbreakable. He may have just broken him there with a huge powerbomb.
And that's going to do it.
Does it?
We have our field of 5.
Here are your winners. Advancing into the High Stakes Championship match later this evening, the team of Bald Nasty, Nathan Aulridge, Marshall the Bull Gambino, and Jimmy Vega.
So it's Nathan Aulridge, Bolt Nasty, Marshall the Bull Gambino, and Jimmy Vegas advancing to join Jami Jameson, who earned a bye a couple of weeks ago at Unbreakable. That will be the field of 5 to crown the first High Stakes champion in 15 years. Later tonight at High Stakes 2. Well, I say oh no because we are joined by a very jubilant Team Storm, Jack Pollock, JaXon Argos, and RC Dupree. And it's JaXon Argos' birthday, and we have to deal with a celebration. I also said oh no because I noticed approaching the commentary area is one of my least favorite people in life. We'll welcome him in a moment, but Team Storm, last time they were here, Argos, Dupree, and Pollock denounced West Virginia, which is Argos' birthplace, his home, and now they come back to celebrate a birthday and expect a hero's welcome.
Yes,
it's not going to happen.
Pass out the hats. The reason we're all here. No. We're not all here because it's my birthday. We're all here because I told you to be here and you do whatever the hell I tell you to do.
We're off to a great start. Benjamin C. Steele, welcome to the party.
Shut up, I'm talking.
Yeah, Joe.
Sorry.
You take that. You take that. Hey, Short, take mine too.
Joe, it's a party.
I'm not sure what's worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me first and foremost say you're welcome because you are in the presence of Team Storm.
What's Dupree wearing?
I don't know, but it feels like my birthday too.
Oh, God.
You are in the presence of the eccentric artist RC Dupree.
Stop the pain.
The best thing to happen in professional wrestling since professional wrestling happened, Jack Pollock.
He's in a big match later tonight.
And of course, you are in the presence of the IWC Rookie of the Year, JaXon Argos.
Oh, Lord. What happened in my life?
Let's just face facts. Shut your mouth.
That's a fact.
What? not a fact.
It's my birthday. It's his birthday! Shut up!
Are they chanting ducks fly together?
Don't you have a heart? Thank you.
Shut your hillbilly mouths and listen to what I have to say.
You know, that's true. You know, there's about...
I am the best thing to happen to Wheeling, West Virginia. The best thing to happen to the Ohio Valley ever.
He grew up here and he's calling everybody a hillbilly.
Athlete and Super Bowl MVP Chuck Howley from Warwood.
Who did he ever beat?
I'm a better on-screen presence than John Corbett.
Who?
And dare I say, we're talking about the Ohio Valley. I'm more entertaining than D. Martin.
That's true. What did he ever do?
Are you serious?
And with that being said, I'm gonna open a present.
Joe, what did you get?
Nick Wendell, bring me my present.
I hope it's a hook so we can get him off the stage.
You know, it's amazing, Joe. We got 700 people here, and there's only 705 teeth.
Give it to him, Lindell!
And there's only one present. That should say a lot.
It was a collective effort.
Oh, that's good. Take it out! Take it out, Lindell! Take it out! Come on, Lindell!
Lendl suffered enough just being around these people. Oh, no.
It's a birthday crown.
And I know what throne he belongs on, too.
Put it on my head.
Oh, gosh.
Put it on my head. I'm not gonna make you kiss it or something stupid like that.
Remember wrestling? Can we have some wrestling?
We've got three of the best wrestlers here in IWC.
Do it! You're gonna do what I tell you! Just like you were all gonna do what I tell you! So shut up!
And it's a mutual admiration society. We all didn't come here to watch Argos be his own biggest fan.
That's one of the reasons I'm here.
There's like 4 people clapping.
I feel so honorable. I'm like the king of honor.
Hey, who's my king? Who's my king? Who's my king?
I'm the birthday king, which means everybody has to do exactly what I say. And right now, this whole room of rednecks is gonna sing happy birthday to me.
How many people's material can he steal in 5 minutes?
Everybody, get in.
Joe, you ready? Me.
I'm not going to sing.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Happy birthday. Now, these people are not, that's not the lyrics.
They're off key. I wish I had a gong right now. Oh, wait a second. That can only mean one person. Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler, here in Wheeling. Now, he was the person specifically banned from the Argos birthday celebration. Keep that in mind.
We should have security escort him out of here.
Oh, please. At least Lendl left.
I don't know about you, but that chant sounds better than happy birthday song.
Guys! I got this.
I got this.
Oh, Jerry Lawler's in trouble now, Joe.
I got this.
I know, he might have to listen to Argos talk.
That's not. What kind of a birthday compliment is that?
He's not as obnoxious when he's not holding the mic up to his
You
mouth.
know damn well you weren't invited to this. So what do you think you're doing out here?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that I'm a little bit upset about not being invited to this. Who doesn't like a birthday party? Everybody likes a birthday party, right? I mean, you know what, Jackson? Birthdays are actually good for you. Statistics show that people that have the most birthdays live the longest.
Is that factually accurate?
Yes, that is true. That is accurate.
Now listen, You got here, you got balloons, you got party hats, you got a cake, you got presents. What is missing? Ice cream?
Shut your mouth. Like anybody here needs more ice cream.
That's funny because it's true.
Because you're all out of shape, is what I mean. You're overweight. Anyway, you did it. You did it.
Get it, Jack.
His subtlety is key.
I mean, that's not a bad crown, but it's not.
Yeah!
King earned his crown. Jerry Lawless.
You don't think that this would look better than what you're wearing now? I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to be invited to the party. No. So I brought a present back there.
Oh, well, that's gracious.
Go on. Well, I brought the present because I thought I was going to be invited to the party, but now you're telling me I'm not invited to the party.
It's a trick, Jackson!
Who said that?
I said that!
She said it's a trick, Jackson. It's not a trick. I'll tell you what we'll do. To show you that it's not a trick, we'll just skip the present and go right to the cake.
What? Oh, Argos! I'm going to have an egg on your face, but this is ridiculous.
Happy birthday, Jackson. See you later.
Argos has been thoroughly humiliated. His birthday party has been ruined, and he'll be crying in his own cake.
Well, Joe, I've heard of having your cake and eating it too, but that's not what the metaphor implies. This is the worst birthday ever.
JaXon Argos came back to his old hometown to show off, and he wound up utterly humiliated.
Oh, you're loving it, aren't you?
Oh, I think this segment takes the cake.
Oh, that's real funny. Yeah, you got a lot of them, don't you?
Oh, he's like Junkyard Dog. The king made him grab them cakes. Tremendous. Lawler and Argos later tonight. Well, Benjamin C. Steele, I know this is an individual that you have scouted and you've been looking forward to seeing. And I'm just going to let everybody get the first impression all at once.
Introducing first, making his way to the ring from Italy, weighing at 83 kilograms, Mambo Italiano.
Mambo Italiano, and this is an interesting character. I've seen him hanging around with some weird individuals. Mambo Italiano feels that he is the best dancer. A little bit of salsa, a little bit of cha-cha. What's he doing out there?
Well, Joe, as a master of the dance game myself,
What?
and as a man that speaks Italian, I want you to know that he placed first and second in the freestyle dance in Italy.
How's that possible?
Finalmente sono qua, davanti a tutti voi. Era una vita intera che mi stavate aspettando. You don't really understand me? You don't understand me? You know I'll be here today? You know I make my IWC debut today here? And you don't learn Italian for me? But I know why. You are too busy. You are too busy to hit because you are the most fat people in the world.
Well, that's impressive that you picked that up.
Sorry. You aren't cool like Italian people. You aren't beautiful like Italian people. You aren't a good dancer like Italian people. Basically, you aren't like me. Sorry. And if you don't believe me, it's alright your time to go to sleep with the fish from now. Remember my face. Remember my name. Remember to not mess with Mambo.
Don't mess with Mambo. I got that much out of it.
Now, why can nobody talk without being interrupted? He was going to give a lesson in Italian.
I was waiting for more subtitles from Benjamin C. Steele.
Bobbity boopy.
What'd you call me?
That's Italian.
And his opponent from Wheeling, West Virginia, with that 215 pounds, the
Bearcat Keith Haught, former two-time IWC Tag Team Champion, but He's always the most jovial guy in the room. He's got a smile on his face. He's always so happy and positive. But he's been a little bit down as of late because, well, his friend's missing.
Yeah, you're right. His friend, as in singular, as in an only friend. Now, I don't know if you have the scoop on Remy LeVay.
Well, yeah, that's who we're referring to. Keith Haught's friend and tag team partner won the tag team titles with a mind eraser, Remy LeVay. LeVay has still fulfilled commitments in other promotions out in the tri-state area, but as far as IWC is concerned, no one on this roster or management or staff have heard from him or seen him at an event, and God, it's got to be, what, at least 6 months by now?
Well, if not longer. You know, I don't want to start rumors or anything, but I think he got tired of Keith Haught.
Well, now, I haven't heard that, so I'm not going to endorse that opinion.
Well, I just told you that, Joe.
Mambo Italiano.
Look, you know, you talked about Dean Martin earlier. I think it goes Mambo Italiano #1 and then Dean Martin #2. Biggest Italian star that's ever been in here.
Mambo's got 2 left feet.
Well, you know, Papa loves Mambo.
Yeah?
Mama loves Mambo.
His parents are fans?
Absolutely.
I see.
That stands for I'm better. Look at those moves.
What is that? What is that?
He's like an Italian Michael Jackson.
What? There you go. Wheeling loves the jiggle.
No kidding. I saw that driving in here.
Mambo Italiano.
If Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly were alive today, they would be Mambo Italiano.
How does that even possible?
Yep.
Stuck on the clothesline. Keith Haught, second time, crossbody nicely done. Into the cover for a count of 1. And Keith Haught staying on Mambo. You underestimate Keith Haught, you pay for it. It's a scene we've seen many times over the years. The Bearcat is deceptively skilled.
Well, Joe, I've got a question for you. How could the people of Wheeling and IWC as a whole slam their hometown son in Jackson Argos, but they like Keith Haught? How?
Well, what do you mean? I mean, obviously, it's you get out of. Oh no,
Joe, get up and dance.
No. Can I leave?
Oh, it's the Italian Spinaroonie.
Spinaroonie. By
Hey.
God, Spinaroonie.
Hey, Spinaroonie. You got to do the hand thing, Joe.
Where's Double M when we need him? Impromptu dance-off here at IWC High Stakes 2.
You know, Joe, I'm reminded of the great Lou Thez when he won his first NWA World title in a dance-off just like this.
Yeah, really. Don't try to tell me that was back in the 20s either. Oh no, Mambo from the blind side.
Look at how smart, Joe. And you know,
How is smart? How about underhanded, conniving, deceitful?
yeah, like I said, smart.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure those are synonyms. You know, Mambo Italiano actually is in the running for best bow tie here at IWC as well.
Is that so?
Yes.
That's a growing category, apparently.
It is a tight race between him and my fashion consultant, Calvin Couture.
I was going to vote for Dave Kitch.
Who'd he ever beat?
Fair enough. Well, Mambo firing away on Keith Haught.
I think we need a third ring announcer. I mean, I'd be more than...
Please stay here. You do enough.
You're right.
You do more than enough. We appreciate your contributions as they are.
Thank you, Joe. It's the first nice thing you've said all...
Oh, into Gory to the back of the head. Cover to a no.
Well, you got to hook the leg. I don't want to knock Mr. Italiano, but you know that size of Keith, you got to hook that leg.
Did you hear the rumor that Mambo Italiano is the cousin of former IWC Tag Champion Nicky Valentino?
Well, you know, I actually did hear that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Valentinos came over here in the early 1800s, and I believe
Was that a double Cobra? What was that?
No, it was a double A.
The double A?
Shut up in your face.
I'm going to call Tony Mamaluke and see if that's a real move.
Actually, Mambo Italiano in the Wheeling chapter of the FBI, I believe.
I really highly doubt that.
He's going to open it, he said, after this matchup.
I see.
What do you think? How does the Big Don BC Steel sound to you?
About as credible as your other nicknames. Back body drop.
Uh-oh. Joe.
Oh, no. Oh! He landed Haught first.
Well, he's going to be coughing up those biscottis he ate earlier. A great cook as well. But back to what I was saying about the Valentino. Nicky Valentino's step cousin is actually Mambo Italiano's great uncle twice removed.
I'll take your word for that. Keith Haught was passing out "Have You Seen Me" flyers of Remy LeVay a couple weeks ago at Unbreakable. Do you have any hot news or leads as to why Remy has been away from the IWC realm?
Well, it started what I said earlier. Would you really want to be around Keith Haught?
Yes, Keith Haught's the most upbeat, positive guy I know. Wait, there's a cover off the Senton for 2.
You know, they did
Why wouldn't you want to be hanging around Keith Haught?
Do you have an hour for me to answer that question? You never trust a guy that's always smiling and in a good mood. You just can't trust him.
Well, wait, now Keith Haught at the top, or at least on his way. That could have been a hot mess, but Mambo Italiano interrupts the proceedings. Dancing up the back of Keith Haught right now. Are you kidding me? Superflex? Haught's got that low center of gravity.
Well, Joe, that's a lot to get up and over. Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go! Haught connects! Goodbye!
Ladies and gentlemen, our winner in this contest, the Bearcat, Keith Haught!
Now, Joe, the people of Italy are not going to be happy about this at all. I think the Prime Minister of Italy, they have a Prime Minister?
I don't think the people of Italy claim Mambo Italiano at all. I think that's why he ended up over here.
Well, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I'll have my sources check into that.
But I give Keith Haught all the credit in the world for putting a smile on his face, even though his tag team championship partner is AWOL. Keith Haught, a big win in IWC. Maybe he's got a successful singles career ahead of him until Remy LeVay returns, if Remy LeVay returns.
Well, that's to be determined at this point. But I'll tell you, wherever Remy LeVay is, he doesn't seem to be too concerned about Keith Haught right now. Joe, get up.
No!
Joe, get up.
He's not Canadian.
Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by JaXon, Argos, and R.C. Dupree from St. Paul, Minnesota, weighing in at 229 pounds. He is the next trending topic and Team Storm member, Jack Pollock.
And maybe the longest to read t-shirt ever devised.
Well, Joe, let me correct Nick Lendo, if I may. He is the best thing to happen to pro wrestling since pro wrestling happened. The next trending topic, Jack Pollock.
That's a mouthful. But you know what? It's hard to disagree with the success Jack Pollock has had. And Pollock felt like his next step, his next plateau in his journey was an IWC title shot at winner take all if he had survived that 6-way ladder match. He did not survive that 6-way ladder match because Jack Pollock found himself strewn through table wreckage thanks to a man named Darin Dinero.
And you know, I also don't appreciate, by the way, being banned from ringside in that match. I wasn't even allowed to do commentary with you. Unfair.
I didn't mind.
What would you do without me?
We did fine in the first match.
Who's we?
Me and Ryan Kidd.
Never heard of him.
What? Pollock is focused. Pollock is prepared for a war.
Well, Joe, he's got a lot on the line here. You just mentioned what happened in that 6-way ladder match. Pollock has something to get retribution for.
And his opponent from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 232 pounds, the Tinder terrorist, Darin Dinero.
The most popular head of hair in all of IWC, Double D Darin Dinero, was in seclusion for about a year, came back, entered War Games, entered the IWC title picture, and now one-on-one with Jack Pollock. And what you gotta say is unofficially, maybe a top contenders match to determine who may get the title shot after Andrew Palace challenges Wardlow in December.
We'd have to think that either of these two individuals against Andrew Palace or Wardlow is certainly main event caliber, and I'd have to think that Justin Plummer and the IWC front office has their eyes on this matchup.
But keep in mind, speaking of keeping their eyes on this matchup, Argos and Dupree ringside, keeping their eye on Jack Pollock, making sure he, let's say, does not get into too much danger.
They're there as not only as motivation, but to remind him who he's fighting for, which would be the great country of Canada, and more specifically Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where they were trained under the great Lance Storm. I have it on good authority that Lance Storm wanted to be here tonight to not only make JaXon Argos' birthday party, but I believe he had a gift as well.
Was he going to buy him a crown too?
Well, a man can never have enough crowns.
Yeah, really.
Now, imagine him being king of West Virginia.
I'd rather not.
That's a good point. Nobody wants to be king of this place.
He was almost chased out of West Virginia by an angry mob last time. Some of the things he said about this great state, this great city.
Are you running for governor?
Is it bad that I'm supporting the local West Virginia community for supporting us? This place is packed. We're near to capacity.
Well, absolutely. I would say we have a good 700 to 800 people here. We're going to crown a new IWC High Stakes champion. You know who my money's on in that one, huh?
Yeah, I can guess.
We're gonna have a new IWC Super Indy champion. You know who that's going to be, Joe? Huh?
I can guess who you think. Yeah. Bulk Nasty, Chris LeRusso are the answers to the question.
And then I'm going to go win more money at the blackjack table. I'm going to cartwheel out of this place, and I might buy the entire town.
Now, you lost me at cartwheel. That's where I know you're full of.
Oh, Joe, not only as a singer and an Italian speaker, I'm also a great gymnast.
Oh, please. My other colleague can do a cartwheel way better than you. But be that as it may, Jack Pollock and Darin Dinero, bit of a tentative feeling out process so far in this matchup. And I think this is a credit to both these athletes, the wherewithal they have for one another. Darin, I think, is very underrated in the sense that he has not had a full singles run, came in as part of the Faces of Change, turned his company upside down, but right when he's ready to hit his stride, it seemed that maybe Darin got inside his own head and just had to step away for a little bit and take care of some issues. Jack Pollock, though, has been on a meteoric rise ever since he stepped foot into IWC a year ago.
Well, certainly since he had come in, he catapulted straight to the top of the IWC ladder. Interesting matchup of styles here. You've got two guys, same size, same power. I might give the power advantage to Darin Dinero. Hair advantage certainly to Jack Pollock. And that right hand as well. And more importantly than that, the big boot.
Pollock an inch or two taller as well, as Pollock trying to get himself back into this ring. And Darin, Pollock is dazed, but Dupree and Argos there to prop Pollock up literally this time. Pump kick, Pollock. Oh, a little modified trust fall there. They caught him.
Well, Joe, that's what good friends do.
Bump kick again, Pollock back down, and I think that was enough to get the strike.
I believe that should be a disqualification. Over the top rope, onto the thing. This isn't a Bill Watts rules match?
No, it's not a Bill Watts rules match. What are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
And Dinero. Oh, this suicide dive!
Oh, I thought he was going to fly all the way to the craps table.
3 for the price of 1 there. Team Storm wiped out. Darin Dinero smile on his face. What do you think? I think Darin is maybe in preparation for 2018. Could be his best year yet.
Well, he's doing the smart thing right now. You got to neutralize Team Storm. Now, I'm not saying that they would get involved, but...
What? Well, no, I don't think you need to say that. That's pretty evident.
Well, they haven't done anything as of yet.
They already got involved catching Pollock to make sure he didn't fall on the ground.
Well, no, they're allowed. They're on the outside.
Pollock is stomping away now at the midsection of Dinero.
Smart move. Gotta hit it on Dinero. Gotta stay on top of him. Gotta not let him get a breather. Not let him get a rest. Maybe mess up that perfectly coiffed hair a little bit.
Jack Pollock was able to find an opening. And now go to work.
You like this?
I like it.
Armbar takedown, nicely done. Into the cover. Count of 2 only.
Jack Pollock, the smart man's wrestler, trying to get as much weight on top as he can, hooking that leg, making Darin Dinero use as much energy as he can to force that kick out.
Top wrist lock by Pollock, now grounding Dinero, who's proven to throw caution to the wind a bit more out of the two thus far. Dinero to his feet, turns inward to the pressure, able to counter out, break the grasp. But it's Pollock back for the back elbow.
You don't see, like I said, a lot of guys 6 foot or over. You don't see them take to the air. You don't see them take those chances because, as we know, they are high-risk maneuvers. Darin Dinero not afraid to do that. Don't underestimate Jack Pollock. we've seen what he's willing to go through for a win, not only in War Games, but in that ladder match as well.
And look at Team Storm berating Dinero while Pollock chokes away. Argos a cheap shot. Dupree wearing Pollock's headband. It's the second stupidest cranium accessory he's had today.
Which I didn't see the cheap shot. From my vantage point, there's actually a guy in front of me and I couldn't see it. So
we are looking at the same thing. What are you talking about?
My right contact, it's a little dry. So, you know, those lights are hot. When I was out there earlier, and did you see the beautiful victory by Balkan?
Beautiful?
It was beautiful.
It was impressive, absolutely. He's a powerhouse. He's physically imposing. But, man, I'm not sure if there was anything beautiful about that match. That thing just broke down.
Well, you know what's beautiful right now? The fact that Darin Dinero can't see.
Well, Darin wouldn't know what's beautiful. He's in trouble thanks to Pollock going to the eyes. Oh, started first into the buckle.
If I may say, I'm a beautiful man.
There's a cover for 2. Your opinion. The opinions of BC Steel do not necessarily reflect anyone else ever.
But they should.
I bet you think you look pretty beautiful with the Super Indy title on your shoulder. Yeah.
I could have Super Indy title over one shoulder, maybe the High Stakes title over the other shoulder. Where do you think each title should go, left or right?
Oh, I can give you a few suggestions where to put them.
Oh, well, you have to tell me when we're off the air.
Pollock suplex coming up. And Dinero attempting the same jockey for position, center ring. Look at this. Who's going to get the advantage? Talk about evenly matched.
This could go on for a while.
Dinero has Pollock up. Can't hold him. Oh my gosh. Got him that time.
You know, that back and forth had to take it out of both men. It's one thing to be able to hoist the guy up, but when you got to do it repeatedly because he's fighting you, that takes it out of you.
All right, Dinero earned every bit of that suplex. Dupree and Argos circling on the outside, trying to get Pollock back into this thing. Keep in mind, it was in the Unbreakable Ladder match. Dinero drove Pollock through that table. It wiped both of those men out. Pollock took it personally, thought Dinero was out to get him. And Pollock, most of all, just blames Dinero for being in, honestly, the right place at the right time, and the reason Pollock didn't win that matchup.
Well, Joe, it absolutely wasn't fair. I mean, Darin Dinero is giving flack to Jack. You gotta play fair, and that's what he wasn't doing. He was against Pollock the whole time, and now he's gonna pay for it. Well,
give flack to Jack.
Yeah. Hashtag flack to Jack.
Gosh.
Isn't that what the kids use nowadays?
Having flashbacks to my previous life and be fair to Mayor, but Darin Dinero now with the go-behind on Jack Pollock with the elbows, able to counter, break the grip. Dinero got the gut-wrench that time.
Darin Dinero has that amateur background, not afraid to not only tie you up in a pretzel, but also launch that pretzel over his head.
Yeah, release style, that was all impact. And Dinero now, maybe signaling for one of these huge clotheslines.
Go, Jack.
Oh, he was going for Pollock with a spine buster into the cover. 2 count only a near fall. Dinero escapes. Dinero was going for what he calls the juicy, beefy lariat, JBL, but he was not able to succeed.
Pollock is certainly shocked. Team Storm is shocked. I'm shocked. I also would like to point out, it was nice of those kids to yell USA. Apparently geography is going really strong here in Wheeling, West Virginia.
What do you mean?
There were kids chanting USA.
Okay.
Somebody must have asked them where they're at.
Oh, please. Well, they can chant USA because Dinero is a proud American. Pollock is another proud American. He wishes he was Canadian.
Do you blame him?
What's so special about Canada?
Have you ever been there?
Many times.
Well, then why do you have to ask that question?
Dinero not able to trap the weight of Jack Pollock long enough. Charged through nobody in the corner. Look out. Oh, I got JBL that time. Juicy, beefy, lariat, near fall, Argos.
His foot was under the rope. That was what a move by Pollock, knowing where he's at, getting that foot under the rope.
I think the official saw Argos and Dupree do it.
Saw what?
Place the foot of Pollock on the rope.
Now how is this called for whatsoever?
Dinero's got Dupree. And Argos with a death grip on his buddy. And Dinero just lets them topple. Dinero might have ripped some follicles out.
Now this is uncalled for on the part. Well,
the pursuit is on, and Dinero. Oh, Dinero got caught with a boot. Dinero was distracted, never prepared himself for the boot, and Pollock beats him.
Yes.
Arizona, Jack Pollock.
Jack Pollock scores the victory, and Team Storm is 1-0. Is this a sign of things to come? Is this an omen for Argos versus Jerry the King Lawler later tonight?
Well, Joe, it's going to be a Team Storm night, and Joe, I'd love to continue to do commentary with you. I'd like to get 4% raise every time I do a match, but I got to go. Here, hold this.
Thank you, Benjamin C. Steele, for dropping by. Thank you even further for leaving. Jack Pollock, JaXon Argos, RC Dupree. Team Storm is 1 for 1 in the night. There's one more to go. It's JaXon Argos and Jerry the King Lawler. Will Argos get the ultimate birthday present before we go off the air tonight? Well, back here with Ryan Kidd, I'd like to apologize for the invasive actions of Benjamin C. Steele in that prior couple of matches, but looking forward to this special attraction tag team matchup in just a moment.
Now, was it you or Mr. Steele that left the thumbtack on my seat? Because I don't appreciate it no matter what.
They come to you straight from the red carpet. First, the queen of the silver screen, Arquette, and her tag team partner, Couture. They are Hollywood Couture.
The fashionista, fashion consultant Benjamin C. Steele and others. Calvin Couture says jealousy is a disease. Get well soon. Joined by his bestie, Katie Arquette, queen of the silver screen, the woman who nearly unseated Lufisto as IWC Women's Champion inside a steel cage last August at Cage Fury. These two are practically inseparable anytime they're around one another. We'll see how they fare in tag team action tonight. They faced Dylan Boston and Ray Lynn. Well, we'll go to David Kidd.
From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in 205 pounds, he is the #1 contender for the IWC World Heavyweight Championship, Andrew Pollock.
Andrew Pollock survived a 6-way ladder war 2 weeks ago at Unbreakable to be the #1 contender to the IWC Championship. In a little under 2 months, Palace moves on to winner-take-all to challenge IWC champion Wardlow. But before he gets there, he's got to get through this matchup and a partner that Andrew Palace is quite familiar with.
He looks ready tonight.
And his partner from Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, she is the IWC Women's Champion from Pittsburgh, Britt.
Britt Baker surprised the world 2 weeks ago at Unbreakable when she came out impromptu during a women's championship matchup with Lufisto and Ray Lynn. Baker issued a challenge to both competitors, wound up in the matchup, wound up winning the championship. We never saw it coming, but Britt Baker, the first IWC Women's Champion, is now the new IWC Women's Champion as well. And it was Andrew Palace who was Britt Baker's tag team partner in Britt Baker's professional wrestling debut a little over 2 years ago. Both of these teams have met, the duo of Dylan Bostic and Ray Lynn, a duo I know you're very familiar with nefariously, Mr. Kidd. And we've seen Palace and Britt get the best of Bostic and Ray Lynn. We've seen Couture and Arquette hold their own with that Platinum World Tour as well. So it should be interesting to see what will happen when these two mixed tag teams collide in just a moment.
With the wave of momentum that Britt Baker's riding, becoming the new IWC Women's Champion, as well as Andrew Palace, the #1 contender for the IWC Heavyweight Championship, you've got to believe that they're at an all-time high, their confidence is at an all-time high heading into this tag team contest tonight.
Baker recently spotlighted on CNN along with Adam Cole. And kept, wait a second.
I don't know about this.
Calvin Couture is removed his pants and directed it towards Andrew Palace.
Oh, that's just disrespectful right there, throwing the pants in the face of Andrew Palace.
Well, those trousers are not needed in the ring right now. Let's get down to brass tacks. Calvin a bit obsessed over his hair, it seems to me. I think Palace would win the follicle battle in the ring.
Let's do some wrestling. You can leave.
That's a novel concept.
Andrew Palace calls for wrestling. I'm not sure if Calvin would rather play with his hair and take his pants off. But it's time to get down to brass tacks here in this mixed tag team contest.
Palace the experience advantage. Palace was actually Calvin Couture's first opponent in Calvin's IWC and professional wrestling debut earlier in the year.
Lots of history here as he takes him down with a waistlock with ease. Andrew Palace clearly the stronger of the two here.
Palace very well put together in the best shape I've seen it.
Oh, this is just getting ridiculous here. He can't be serious.
An old-fashioned pose down. Palace must pose. This isn't exactly Rude versus Warrior, but I guess we'll take it. Just a strength.
Just a strength here. You've got to believe there's something else in mind from Calvin Couture here.
Calvin's got a lot of skills on his palate, but above average upper body musculature development may not be it.
See, he's just messing with Andrew Palace here at this point.
Ow!
Unique offense to say the least there.
That was a double nurple. I want the champion.
I think Britt Baker might be stronger than Calvin as well.
Maybe Calvin wants to put himself in women's championship contention.
At that figure, he could be in line. He could be onto something.
What are you saying? Never mind. Britt Baker and Calvin, and another disrespectful kiss there. Is Baker now up and over? I guess this is an intergender matchup as opposed to a mixed tag. Bottomite sling blade by Britt Baker into the cover, 2-0.
I thought she had him there. Very close 2 count to start this match. Britt Baker looking impressive in the early stages of this mixed contest.
The thing about Britt is she is so fearless. It doesn't matter if it's male or female, singles match, tag match, 4-way match, table match, no matter what it is. Britt Baker will walk into the face of danger, and she's not going to back down as Palace showing his power there with a double underhook. Shades of a very hyper Dory Funk Jr.
And he's feeling the crowd here as Calvin's stuck in the corner. I don't know if that was the wisest thing.
Palace is almost amused. Ow.
Chops the skin off the chest, and he's not done yet.
Down for the...
Oh, my goodness. Took his head off there with a wicked clothesline.
I'm surprised Calvin's bow tie didn't fly all the way back here. Could be hurting a driver. This will do it. Katie Arquette knows it. Katie intervenes.
Andrew Palace not impressed.
Oh, Katie may have overstepped her boundaries there. Oh, wait a second. Calvin from behind.
And with a blatant hair pull in front of the official.
Palace. Oh, Calvin, goodbye. And Katie trying to get involved again. Britt trying to intervene and even.
Oh,
what?
my goodness. Brutal snap release German suplex.
Did you see the torque that Katie Arquette got there? Calvin for the cover only got one.
Fortunately for Palace, the referee was distracted.
That was a hellacious suplex.
Say what you will about the duo here, but that was excellent teamwork there.
And now Calvin, full extension of the leg.
These trunks are too short.
Katie Arquette in now.
Drops the chest. Andrew Palace not impressed with that either.
Not
Forearm
impressed,
shot.
not amused. I think Katie's making Palace angry. And charging him with a knee.
It doesn't matter male or female. You get a knee to the face, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Calvin there is an insurance policy.
Blatant choke behind the referee's back. Britt Baker looking to put a stop to it.
Britt's ire has been raised. The official doing the best he can to keep control here. As Arquette and Calvin Couture have cut the ring off on its hypotenuse. They are neutralizing Andrew Palace. And certainly it seems the energy the Palace brings to the table, that is perhaps his biggest asset, time in and time out, has been negated as Palace chips up Calvin Couture, going to get the Britt Baker.
Tagged.
Palace is inching closer, but Katie Arquette around the ring, but Palace was an inch away, and Arquette pulls Baker off the ring apron. Palace thwarted and Calvin from behind.
Another shot to the leg there. You can't walk, you can't wrestle.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes gone by.
Oh!
Nicely done. Calvin snaps it off. Palace lands on the top of his head and springing it with a splash. Nicely done. Calvin on top, 2-0. Calvin's got a certain style about him. You think you might take any fashion tips from Calvin, Ryan?
As far as fashion, not quite sure, but that was certainly an impressive spring into the ring with a body press, only for 2.
Well, Calvin's certainly proud of himself.
And a guy the size of Calvin, you've got to stay on your man here. Can't get distracted.
Oh, well, I think Palace has maybe hit a second wind.
Got him by the nose. He got her by the nose.
Not those movie star fashionista good looks they covet. And face to face they collide. And Palace gets to Britt Baker.
Here comes Britt Baker. House of Fire here.
Shots for Arquette, shots for Couture. Nobody's safe with Britt Baker in there. Welcome to Britsburg.
Roaring forearm there, straight to the face. Katie Arquette.
Oh, and Calvin saves Arquette. No.
Can't do that to her. This is competition, Calvin.
Calvin's almost Katie's protector here. And Britt underneath. Oh.
Another roaring forearm followed by a backdrop suplex. Very dangerous.
I think Palace has lost his patience. And Katie tried to get a shot in. That was ill-advised.
Is he going to do it? Palace, a man of morals.
Oh, I think Britt deserves this one. Credenza connects. Arquette is down.
They're feeding off this crowd here. They can feel it. They've got their opponents where they want them. It's a matter of sealing the deal now.
Couture and Arquette, dazed, confused in a bad way. Oh, look at this! Double lung blower.
Taking advantage of the situation there.
Double pin? We're going to see an upset.
Oh, wow. Just a 2 count there. Calvin throwing a fit in the center of the ring.
2 IWC rookies nearly able to defeat the IWC Women's Champion and #1 contender, the IWC title.
You gotta wonder if either Arquette or Calvin is able to make the pin against their opponent, would that put them in contention for either the championship or the #1 contender spot?
That's a great question to ask, and certainly it puts them in the conversation at least. Reversal center ring, gut to the clothesline, double thrust kick. Palace has an idea.
Double.
What is this?
Wow, excellent there. Taking out both of his opponents at once.
Double sliced bread #2. Britt the Famouser. And Katie barely moving. Palace. Oh, could this be hernia driver?
He's looking for it.
Can he get Calvin up?
A bit of a tune-up there in the corner from Britt.
A little bit of an assist. Hernia
got it.
driver. They got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest, Britt Baker and Andrew Palace.
Britt Baker and Andrew Palace. I'll tell you what, they may not tag together very often, but every time they do, they make some major steps in one of the most all-important things in this industry, momentum. The question is, can Britt Baker eclipse her previous title reign, and will Andrew Palace be IWC champion come December 9th? A proud champion, a proud contender, good friends and victors here in mixed tag team action tonight. And the best is yet to come for Baker and Powers. A former champion about to make his presence known, who has been clamoring for a rematch for quite some time. Well, Chris LeRusso thinks it's all about him, and it was for many, many months. He won the championship Super Indy title at House of Hardcore in conjunction with IWC last year, and tried to carry it into Super Indy as champion, but fell just short when he encountered John McChesney along the way. Even still, Adam Cole came out of the Super Indy tournament with that championship. LeRusso's been clamoring for a return matchup ever since. A rematch he feels he deserves. Tonight he gets his opportunity, but against a champion that maybe we didn't think we would encounter.
He looks confident tonight, surely. Looks ready.
And the mood is about to change. It was Gory who was victorious in a matchup, four-way matchup to fill the vacant Super Indy Championship slot after John McChesney had beaten Adam Cole and I believe torn his labrum in the process. McChesney will be gone for many, many months, unfortunately. Our thoughts go out to him. Let's go to Lendl for the introductions.
Introducing first is the challenger. Being accompanied to the ring by BC Steel. From Altoona, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 188 pounds, the heir apparent, Chris LeRusso. And his opponent, from Ogden Marsh, Iowa, weighing in at 178 pounds, he is the IWC Super Indy Champion, the New Age Plague, Gory!
Well, Gory survived a field of four, including himself, Anthony Henry, Joey Janela, and Shug D, to win the vacant championship that had to be surrendered by previous champion John McChesney. But you go back to the lineage of McChesney and Adam Cole, John McChesney, Chris LeRusso, all these champions. Chris LeRusso looks at himself as superior to all of them, looks at himself as the heir apparent to the Super Indy glory that has been building for some 15 years.
And just as we get the match started, I was wondering what role is JC Steele going to play in this match, being in LeRusso's corner. That's
like Benjamin C. Steele, a very influential athlete, or influential individual to help his athlete, I should say. Chris LeRusso as Gory.
Fighting him.
Showing that thirst for flesh in the early going. Gory is not a prototypical Super Indy style competitor.
Beautiful set of arm drags there from Gory, starting things off quick.
But Ryan, how do you prepare for somebody that doesn't want to out-wrestle you? They just want to gnaw your flesh.
Well, I think LeRusso not prepared for something like that. The biting and the rope work of Gory. Beautiful Hurricane Run executed right there. On the shoulders of LeRusso now.
Yeah, LeRusso trapped in Gory now, modified submission. This will not be the end of the matchup. It is illegal. 5 count to break, but certainly will do its damage. Gory won that Super Indy Championship a decade ago. Held it for only 90 minutes. Rules at that point situated that the champion had to surrender to the tournament winner. Gory happened to win the title the night of the tournament in a non-tournament matchup. It took him 10 years to get back to the promised land as BC still gets involved. The distraction to Gory, LeRusso the follow-through forearm. My gosh, and you can see that just the animalistic rage that has formed over Gory over the, oh God.
Wicked backdrop suplex on the apron. Dabrowski, you know better than anyone that is one of the hardest parts, if not the hardest part of the entire ring.
Absolutely. And Gory fought so hard, so many years to get back to this point. Will he lose it to Chris LeRusso?
And it looks like LeRusso making his game plan known, going after the back of Gory, running him into the apron once again before sending him to the center of the ring.
Hard kick to the midsection.
Very pleased with himself in the early stages of this match.
And that may be the best leg drop in the business right there.
Great elevation there.
2 count only. LeRusso has proven in the past he will do anything to win, to retain, to acquire the Super Indy Championship. We have seen him pour rubbing alcohol in somebody's eyes. We have seen some of the most flagrant and shameless interference possible, questionable tactics possible. LeRusso, in his own mind, he's convinced himself, he's the heir apparent, he's untouchable here. But
fighting once again.
There you see, sometimes that happens. Sometimes LeRusso gets himself in these situations where he's his own worst enemy. You never want to put your hands near the mouth of Gory, because this guy just got a bloodlust about him.
And a great strategy here from LeRusso, slowing down the much quicker opponent Gory, not allowing him to use those ropes to his advantage, which he's been known to do.
Oh yeah. I know you've shared locker rooms with Gory before. You know how absolutely unpredictable he is, and he may be pound for pound the quickest man in anywhere in this area, if not the professional wrestling industry as a whole.
But you can't do it when you're tied up, and that's exactly what LeRusso's done here with a beautiful abdominal stretch applied. And interference on the outside from BC Steel.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly what we were talking about.
Illegal use of leverage there from Benjamin C. Steele as LeRusso zeroing in on that intercostal cartilage between the rib cage of the New Age Plague.
And this is one of those moves where it seems almost as a transition hold, but you could literally get a submission out of your opponent when applied correctly.
Yeah, well, LeRusso lost the extra boost there. Gory able to counter out. LeRusso dropped on the second ring rope, and Gory, oh no! Gory loves to launch himself into a modified crossbody and just drive the weight of his opponent into that rope. But LeRusso, again, calculated a step ahead. Gory's own momentum was his downfall as he hit with a violent thud on the floor.
Gotta wonder if Gory's gonna even be able to continue now after taking that brutal spill to the outside. That's about 8 feet up.
And LeRusso not making friends at ringside.
When does he ever try to make friends?
Only when it benefits him personally or professionally. Only 2 friends he needs are Benjamin C. Steele and Bulk Nasty, and if BC Steele is to be believed, LeRusso's going to walk out tonight Super Indy champion, Bulk Nasty believe, as the High Stakes champion.
Could you imagine? BC Steele, we'd never hear the end of it.
Absolutely not. That would be a victory party even more obnoxious than JaXon Argos' birthday party out here.
Hopefully it will turn out a little better as a 2 count there.
Oh! Vicious clothesline.
Really focusing on that back and neck region of Gory, and you gotta believe if it continues to go this way, there won't be much left.
And LeRusso.
A Niro special here.
Submission attempt.
He's got him up.
What does this do to your body? What is Gory feeling right now, Ryan?
Not only is the pain going through his back, but also in the knees, the legs, and the arms. Basically his entire body. Wow! As he modifies it into a chin lock, and Gory may be forced to submit here.
Smart adjustment by LeRusso to keep his own shoulders off the canvas.
And an even smarter adjustment by Gory as he, again, bites the hand and fingers of LeRusso.
And again, Gory does not think like you or me. He will, any chance he can get, take a bite out of his opponent, he will take it. LeRusso, incensed that that's happened, he fell for that set of circumstances. Again, Gory with double knees. And now to charge in. Oh.
Showing some fight here. Beautiful clothesline in the corner.
And Gory aims his target behind his opponent. That's maximum impact. Ouch.
Gary kick there, looking for that springboard.
Great elevation of the drop kick.
This could be it. 2.
Got him, no.
Only 2. You can see BC Steel ready to get inside the ring. Thought it was over, just like you and I.
Oh, well, BC Steel wants nothing more than to have that Super Indy Championship in his clutches again. Gory maybe attempting for the Soul Leader, the submission attempt. Could end this matchup, and LeRusso has it scouted. Gory into the turnbuckle.
Say what you will about the tactics of LeRusso, but I'm impressed here with his ring positioning, his awareness, knowing where he's at all times. Down. Double knees.
Yeah, LeRusso, driven down, Gory the cover, near fall.
Very close, 2 count there. The official says it was only 2.
Well, we'll see. Gory's got to not get frustrated here. Gory's got to keep the momentum he's built, and this crowd
firmly behind Gory.
Certainly.
But he can't get distracted here.
Signaling for the QAS. Oh, LeRusso drops down.
Beautiful cover, backside.
LeRusso, no.
Oh, followed by a wicked kick to the face. This could be it.
LeRusso caught Gory on the temple. He could be out. No. LeRusso thought Gory was out, but the New Age Plague more than once is able to rise from the dead.
That may have just been instinct there, Joe. I don't know if he knows where he's at.
Don't tell me what to do. Come on, Chris.
What is this?
Experience.
Got LeRusso signaling for the near-death experience. Gory counters. There's the QAS. And now into the Soul Leader.
LeRusso trying to fight it off. He says no.
He's not.
And he stepped down.
Not close enough to the ropes. Gory submits the former champion.
Here is your winner as a result of the submission, and still the IWC Super Indy Champion, Gory.
New Age Plague victorious continues to find that redemption from a 90-minute title reign. Just a decade ago, Gory comes back full circle with a title reign now 2 months and counting, and you may have to kill Gory to take the Super Indy Championship out of the grasp of the New Age Plague.
Introducing first, making his way to the ring from Nelsonville, Ohio, weighing at 25.464, he is the king of the one-night stand, Jock Samson.
Well, Jock Sampson and Magnum CK pulled quite the ruse, the plot, the ploy, the plan, the swerve, the sham, the charade, the conspiracy over the eyes of Payne in your face and the entire IWC wrestling community when they suckered Shane into a trap. We'll hear more about it from Jock Sampson.
Well, I'm going to tell you people something right now. You stupid people would be better off taking your chances by sitting on your fat tushy, playing that penny slot machine, than Shane in your face coming in here and beating up Jock Sampson. You know, I said in a promo this week when I was on Highway 95, drinking 15 beers when I was driving because I'm a man. And I pulled over and I said, Shane, in your face, I'm going to beat you so bad tonight that your old lady is going to come around the casino with me, and I might even go across the street to Godfather's with you, baby. Because a man like me is the desire of every woman that is out here in the casino tonight, baby.
What?
Even your wife, buddy, trust me. So why don't we do this? Bring you out, Shane in your face. I'll pin you here 3 seconds. I'll take your wife out of the town and she'll actually have a smile tonight, baby. Bring him out here right now, you bald, stupid troll.
That's just uncalled for.
Jock making friends as usual and making things very, very personal between himself and Shane in your face. This will not be pretty, but it will be physical.
And making his way to the ring, accompanied by Onyx from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in 205 pounds. This man is an undefeated professional mixed martial arts fighter with all wins coming by way of first round stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shane in your
Well, Shane in your face came out to help Jock Samson a couple of months ago when Jock was without a tag team partner. And when the team was unsuccessful, Jock put all the blame on Shane. And things escalated from there, and it led to both members of the Mega Flowers, Jock Samson and Magnum CK, assaulting Shane from behind at Unbreakable. Shane is looking for retribution and certainly does not appreciate the comments Jock made about his second as well. I'm not sure the specific relationship, girlfriend, fiance, wife, anywhere between Shane in your face and Onyx, but certainly Jock Samson, no sanctity, no remorse, no respect for anything in Shane in your face's life, professional or personal.
And the action starting out hot and heavy here as the two men trade chops across the chest, blistering each other's skin. And this is just going to be the start of what should be an intense battle here.
I don't think Jock does.
Shane in your face in great physical shape here for this match. Another knife-edge chop across the chest of Samson.
Yeah, Jock may be thinking he's getting under the skin of Shane, but I think he's just psyching Shane in your face up, making him more motivated in the gym, in training, and here in the ring. But Jock Samson gets in a cheap shot. That's a bit of a brazen claim.
Like that cowbell hanging in the corner, he's loud and obnoxious.
And maybe en route to getting a cease and desist, who knows? Jock Samson, the king of the one-night stands, as he calls himself. Well, that didn't work out too well. You don't want to try to grapple Shane in your face. Elevates Jock over.
Would have him here.
2-0, and I guarantee you, Jock doesn't leave his feet unless he absolutely has no choice. He did not want to be in that predicament.
High angle German suplex from Shane in your face, not letting Jock Samson run, not letting him hide.
Please don't hurt me.
And now how the tables have turned, how the tone has changed. Jock Samson begging for forgiveness.
Yeah, Jock paying some penance for some of those comments he's made. Oh, to the eyes. At the last second, Jock bails himself out. And Shane to the floor. Magnum CK not here this evening, not sure where he is. But thankfully, it's one-on-one, much unlike 2 weeks ago in Unbreakable.
We talk about the verbal berating, the betrayal. But before this match, Jock Samson had some choice words for Onyx, the wife of Shane in your face, and you know that's got to enrage anyone to talk about your significant other that way.
I don't think she's terribly impressed. Jock's hitting on Onyx, hitting on... Yeah, we heard you the first time. Hitting on these female fans at ringside.
You don't think they'd want to go around the casino with Jock Samson?
Oh, gosh. I'm more desperate for companionship than you. Jock sent back in by Shane.
And the pleading continues, the begging continues. I don't think Shane in your face is going to be fooled this time.
Shane is measuring Jock. Enjoyed every moment of that. Jock was out before he hit the ground. That'll do it. No.
I thought he knocked him out cold there. High roundhouse kick straight to the base of the skull. A lesser opponent would have stayed down for 3 for sure.
Now what?
He may be brash. He may be arrogant. He sure is tough, and you can see it.
I think the word might be delusional, honestly.
Talk about drinking 15 beers, and you can see as that gut hangs over.
He's proud of that gut, though.
All day long, I could sit here all night.
That's how he must get all the women.
That's like a soldier showing off his battle scars.
Slots like this night. Yeah.
Brags about cheating on his wife.
Cheating on his wife, cheating in the ring. And a high chin lock.
And Shane really has to adjust to this as quickly as possible. If the blood supply of the brain is compromised, the lights will begin to fade.
Hey, shut up!
Undefeated in mixed martial arts competition. You know Shane in your face is no stranger to battle.
I don't know, we've seen him in some rough wars here in IWC. At one point, almost captured the Super Indy Championship. So Jock now trying to keep Shane at bay. Shane's strikes are negated if Shane is on the mat and not facing Jock. But now with distance could come opportunity. Oh, that's the dab elbow. Jock loves him some dab elbow. Step 2. What is that? Jock getting fancy on us.
5 minutes gone by. 5 minutes gone by.
Cartwheel followed by the elbow drop. Very impressive there from Jock Samson, looking for a cover.
Well, earlier in the broadcast, I doubted Benjamin C. Steele when he told me he could do one of those cartwheels. I guess maybe I should eat my words. If Jock Samson can do one, maybe Ben can too.
He can do it. I bet anyone in this room could do it.
I'm gonna jump off the ropes.
Telegraphing his next move.
Not the most subtle approach in the business, but of course Jock Samson believes he has Shane in your face right where he wants it.
He wants all the women in the room to see him at the very top rope.
Could be an elbow. Jock is measuring with the... Oh! Didn't work out at all. Shane got the foot up between the eyes of Jock.
I think he may have spit out a tooth.
And Shane with an opportunity to his feet. Can he follow through?
Creating that separation. Huge uppercut in the corner.
Follow through again. Nicely done.
For the second, Jock Samson barely budging.
Jock is reeling though.
Oh!
And Shane got all of that attack.
Wicked knee, maybe out. Followed by another roundhouse kick, and Jock Samson on his back again.
Can Shane capitalize?
They have him here. Oh! I thought he had him. The last split second.
Reaching, variation of a jackknife pin, but not enough.
Shane in your face. Looking to this crowd for approval, and he's certainly getting it.
Shane measuring Jock. Here we go. Oh, went for that knockout shot. Jock countered. Oh, Jock got desperate.
That was blatant low blow right in front of the official as he sounds for a disqualification.
Jock knew he was a beaten man, and Jock Samson got desperate.
The winner of this match by disqualification, Shane in your face, but it doesn't look like the contest is over quite yet.
Jock Samson has been disqualified. The winner of this contest, Shane in your face.
It doesn't look like a winner holding his nether regions.
He may not get the last word. Win, loser, draw. Jock with a cowbell.
And that is solid steel, jagged metal. Straight to the face of Shane in your face.
Yeah, the
official! That is uncalled for. Someone needs to stop this.
That'll be a fine. Completely over the line, Jock Samson again. His temper has gone completely out of control. Need help out here.
The assault's going to continue. Oh!
Can we get a ref?
God.
And I hope you're proud, Jock Samson. That is despicable.
Well, Jock Samson gets the last word in wheeling, but you gotta believe that Shane in Your Face and Onyx will have a rebuttal. There'll be another day. He may have to fight both Mega Powers at once. He may prefer to fight both Mega Powers at once. Who knows? But Jock Samson, by any means, desperation tactic, leaves Wheeling escaping the wrath of Shane in Your Face.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is the 5-man scramble, where the winner will be the new IWC High Stakes champion. At this time, please welcome your special guest referee, the last IWC High Stakes champion, Boomer Payne.
Boomer Payne winning the High Stakes Championship March 2nd, 2002, defeating Shirley Doe in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. The title was laid inactive after that, but Boomer Payne, haven't seen him in IWC in over 15 years. Great to have him back.
The participants.
It's a big fight field. The High Stakes Championship as 5 men will do battle.
Introducing first, weighing in at 275 pounds, Jimmy Vegas.
Well, we talked earlier about Jimmy Vegas' championship accomplishments. First ever 2-time IWC champion. This man has victories over Tommy Dreamer, Raven the Sandman, CM Punk, and many, many more throughout the years. Vegas is always intimidating, always intense, always in the moment. Could he add one more championship to a decorated resume that already includes IWC Heavyweight and Tag Team Gold?
Introducing next, weighing in at 243 pounds, Marshall the Bull Gambino.
Marshall, the most decorated IWC Tag Team competitor and champion of all time, and he is not prepared to just wrestle by the looks of things. He is prepared for a fight, kendo stick in hand. That's the lawless nature the Gambino family became famous on throughout the decade of the 2000s.
PC Steel, from wherever the hell he damn well pleases. Weighing in at 316 pounds, the dude of the crime scene,
Have you ever been to wherever the hell he damn well pleases, Joe?
I'd rather not want to go back. Bolt Nasty does what he wants, when he wants, still in search of his first championship, and with the look on his face and the damage he's done in recent months from the 6-way ladder match, the cage match with Daniel Hooven on down, it's hard to deny Bolt Nasty as an odds-on favorite tonight.
Weighing in at 272 pounds,
Nathan Aulridge comes in as a wild card, an X Factor. He was not on the IWC radar before today, but circumstances put him in to a championship picture. He could shock the world, turn things completely upside down. The victory here, but easier said than done.
And finally, from Buffalo, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 283 pounds, the Country Hammer, Jameson.
Jameson is the least experienced in this field. However, he's been mentored by Marshall Bull Gambino for the past number of months. I noticed that Jameson, like Marshall, did not come out here empty-handed. Will that play into how things develop as time goes on? We will see. But Jameson, Marshall, Vegas, Bulk, and Aulridge, all in this five-way matchup. Jameson the advantage. He received a bye after surviving a 10-man gauntlet match at Unbreakable, and we'll see the only individual that is not competing tonight. We'll see if that'll help him as time goes on, as Vegas and Bulk go eye to eye, and the tag team Jameson and Marshall waste little time.
Now, in a match like this where you don't only have one competitor but 4 other competitors to go against, what's a strategy for these guys in this kind of a match?
I think the strategy is have your head on a swivel. Be aware of where you are and where your opponents are at all times, as the brawl is the brawl is spread to the outside as Aulridge is enjoying the perks of being a lone man in the ring. And again, I mentioned earlier, the 3 angriest men in IWC history are in this match. And Jameson is well on his way being mentored by Marshall.
Aulridge eating his words here. Thought he had the upper hand on everyone else. Not the case.
It's Marshall, it's Jameson, it's Bulk, and it's Vegas taking turns.
Knocks back and forth like a tether ball before finally going down.
Aulridge may be sent back to Jackson, Mississippi in pieces.
Now he gets sent out of the ring to the floor.
And now, let's take care of the annoying guy and then go back to beating the hell out of each other. Jameson to the floor, Vegas and Marshall. I don't know if I can name 2 guys who have been in more big-time battles in IWC history than Jimmy Vegas and Marshall the Bull.
Jimmy Vegas stands tall in the center before going to the floor.
And what's special referee Boomer Payne got to be thinking as the kendo stick gets involved? Boomer's going to let it go. Keep in mind the High Stakes Championship, the history of this title, the champion always determined the stipulations. More often than not, there were no disqualification wild brawls that surrounded this championship. So Boomer Payne not going to call this thing very strictly. I think that's a smart move.
Jameson eats the ring post hard. Kendo sticks brawling on the outside and steel posts being put to use in this championship matchup.
Shirley Doe has held the High Stakes Championship a couple of times. Pittsburgh area wrestling legend, trainer of many of IWC's greatest stars of all time, himself the longest reigning IWC champion. This is part of his legacy, the High Stakes Championship, and it lives on here through whoever is victorious in this 5-way scramble.
Oh my God, what is that?
That is a barbed wire board. And my God, things just hit the next level.
Oh! Ripping and tearing at the flesh. Oh, Bulk nasty.
Jameson has been Jameson's been taught by Marshall. Oh no! Bulk out of the way. Marshall hit Jameson in the skull.
Miscommunication there as Jameson eats the barbed wire. He thought braces were bad as a kid. Talk about a different type of metal to the face.
I know this matchup is High Stakes Championship rules, but man, we meant to think about getting that barbed wire board out of there and hide it behind the announcer's table.
I don't want that thing anywhere near me.
Oh God, Marshall sent over the right. They may battle back here. That could be
see, Jameson has been busted open from the shot of that barbed wire 2x4.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the wood or the barbs or a combination of the two, but it's Vegas and Aulridge back in the ring, and Aulridge got completely decimated. We've seen Jameson cover. It's almost like we've seen Jameson in more of these wild wars than we've seen traditional wrestling contests. When you're hanging out with Marshall, that's just a comes with the territory. Oh God!
High vertical suplex in the ring while the brawl continues on the outside. Now a steel chair being used.
Keep in mind, Ryan, Marshall and Jami are tag team partners and are beating the hell out of each other like this. No friends with the High Stakes title at stake.
topples him over. There's Bulk Nasty and Jimmy Vegas, the two in the ring right now.
There's no padding out here. There's steel, there's chairs, there's fans. Vegas taking down Bulk. These are two bosses in the ring right now. And Jameson smart, realizing you can't win the championship on the outside, but you can damn sure lose it. He's back in the fray as well. But has Marshall been taken out of the fray?
The ring literally shaking as the bodies are being tossed around, both inside and
Oh,
outside.
and Jamie's bleeding badly at this point. He is losing a ton of blood. The Country Hammer, I tell you, he's double tough. Trained by Rip Rogers at one point. Also product of the ICWA, our training school. Oh no!
A face full of cheese from a lucky fan or not so lucky fan in the crowd who just lost their nachos.
I thought he ordered no cheese. I'll tell you what,
5 minutes gone by.
Marshall the Bull's not so ordinary wrestler. And Marshall the Bull, and I just made Vegas angry. As if he was in a good mood to begin with. That Bulk setting up a table.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, I guarantee you that.
Boomer Payne, I'm not sure what he was expecting heading into this match.
Hey,
but
this is Boomer Payne's legacy. He's loving it, I'm sure.
all control has been lost.
Best to follow this. Jameson's bleeding badly.
Aulridge, the only man in the ring.
He's in bad sorts himself. Jameson firing with whatever he's got. We got tables out there. We have steel and no padding. We have the steps.
Chairs and barbed wire.
I don't know where the barbed wire went. Vegas' head is full of cheese. Aulridge catching Vegas coming back in. I think he hurt his own foot on Vegas.
Here we go on the outside.
Oh no!
Powerbomb through the table.
Much like the powerbomb that won the 8-man tag. That's two 300-pounders Bulk has decimated tonight.
Aulridge with a beautiful elbow. Could he capitalize here? Talk about high stakes. Not only is the championship on the line, but these men's lives could be on the line with all that's been going on.
Aulridge drops Vegas. Well, we'll see if those words come to pass. No dice.
Moonsault there from the 200-plus pounder.
Oh, Bulk's got him goozled.
Up and down he goes with a wicked choke slam.
Vegas from behind. Cha-ching slam. Bulk counters. Oh, I've never seen anybody pick Jimmy Vegas up that easily.
Saw that power slam earlier in the night.
And Vegas counters with a spear.
Really takes him out of his boots there.
Aulridge. Cha-ching slam from Vegas.
This could be it.
Vegas the cover. And that'll do it.
Got it.
Here is your winner and the new IWC High Stakes Champion, Jimmy Vegas.
The High Stakes Championship hasn't been seen in over 15 years. It's only fitting that the winner of this matchup is the only man left that was around 15 years ago when that title was last defended. Jimmy Vegas adds to his storied history of accomplishments here in the International Wrestling Cartel with the High Stakes Championship victory. Where did you come from?
We were bamboozled.
Where's Ryan?
Oh, shut up. Hey, I told him to hit the bricks. I gave him a 50. We were bamboozled. This was unfair. I was told I was not allowed to be out there. Folks said, hey, go out there. Here's my shirt. Go to the back. I'm going to win. And this is a travesty of
Will you
justice.
calm down before you have a heart attack?
Oh, shut up. You're stupid.
What do you think of this visual?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. Woo, whoopity-doo. Let's pop some streamers and throw some confetti.
You're 0 for 2 tonight.
Oh, you're 0 for 2. How about that, huh?
Bout Nasty, however, seems to not be ready to go gentle into that good night.
I'm putting in an official appeal I'm throwing the flag. I want a rematch. I want this tape reviewed. I gotta talk to Plumber.
Tape.
I'm ready. I'm losing my voice.
Funk Nasty leaves and sends Jimmy Vegas come to the casino. He scores big. Jimmy Vegas. My gosh. There were high stakes, but Vegas scored big. The gamble paid off.
Joe, I need a drink.
The odds weren't in his favor. Jimmy Vegas is the high stakes champion. And we're not even done yet. Main event coming up.
Just clip on. Okay, Joe, my mood's picked up a little.
Oh, no.
God for thee. God. Oh, Canada.
Making his way to the ring, accompanied by fellow team score members Jack Pollock and R.C. Dupree, representing Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at 195 pounds. He is the IWC Rookie of the Year, JaXon.
I take issue with Kitch announcing Argos as the Rookie of the Year because, I mean, it's almost time for a new Rookie of the Year. He stuffed the bout box to begin with. I think he's campaigning to be the two-time Rookie of the Year.
Well, it actually carries over. It's like a certain number of years in a term. And he's also the king.
Oh yeah, he's the king after his birthday party. What did you buy him for his birthday?
Well, I got him a lovely gold and platinum encrusted comb. I got him
with your short arms and deep pockets.
I gave him $8 to play in the casino, and he got a free buffet voucher.
Why does Argos deserve free food?
Well, he's the king. He's the pride of Wheeling, and then he went to a much better place.
Next thing you're to tell me he's the director of catering.
You know, he lays out a really good spread. No chips and Gatorades or anything.
We're not talking about food anymore, are we?
I'm gonna enjoy this matchup. I'm gonna see him destroy the king. I'm not having a good night.
Mouth again wrote to check his rear end can't cash. I think Lawler is going to take the foot of Argos and deposit it in that mouth. The sounds of the great gates of Kiev can only mean one thing. The most decorated athlete perhaps in the history of our industry.
Yeah, he's in the ring, Jackson Argos.
Not exactly.
Oh.
Shadow boxing.
And his opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, WWE Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler.
You know, Joe, you think of some of the legendary matches he's had, Jerry the King Lawler, that is, against Austin Idol. He's gone in there against Andy Kaufman. He's gone against Terry Funk. We've seen him do battle with legends like Ric Flair, Kerry Von Erich. Any name that you can list, Jerry the King Lawler has been in the ring with, but none greater than Jackson Argos. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
What?
Jerry the King Lawler, over 40 years, has been the king of professional wrestling. I believe some 168 championships in his career, the most decorated of all time, still going strong. And you're right, you know, everywhere from Hogan and Savage to The Rock, everywhere in between, Lawler's been in the ring with everybody. But I don't know if Lawler has ever encountered somebody with the ego, the abrasiveness, the obnoxiousness of Jackson Argos.
But he's never defeated Jackson Argos.
Lawler, a 2007 WWE Hall of Famer, a 27-time USWA Southern Champion, an AWA World Champion. There's not much Lawler has not done in his tenure. He is probably the most versatile and with the most longevity out of any personality this business has ever seen.
Well, now since you've gotten the Jerry Lawler accolades, I'll give the Jackson Argos IWC Rookie of the Year. Twice, I might add.
Oh, stop.
It's his birthday. Defeated Jonathan Gresham inside War Games.
It's everybody's birthday every day. What does that mean? Everybody has a birthday at some point. That's not an accomplishment.
You just got to take the wind out of the sails, don't you, Joe?
It's somebody's birthday every single day of the year. no matter what JaXon Argos did, good, bad, or indifferent, as long as he stayed alive, he got to his birthday.
Yeah, but do you get a shark balloon for your birthday? No.
No, I also don't get my face shoved violently in a cake on my birthday.
We could make that happen. Your birthday is next month, so I'm going to buy you a cake and put your face in it.
You are not allowed near me on my birthday.
Now, much like JaXon Argos, I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
You're the kind of guy that gives lottery tickets on holidays.
Well, hey, everybody's got a chance, Joe.
All right, if you're JaXon Argos, or if you're what? Wait a second. I should have known. It was too good to be true.
Shut up.
That's fair.
This was supposed to be the best night of my life! And you knew you weren't invited to my birthday party. And you embarrassed me in my hometown! In front of every one of these morons.
You denounced his hometown. He said he doesn't live here anymore.
He doesn't mean me. Maybe you.
So I started thinking that I want to embarrass you.
Argos is irate. I never seen him this angry.
Beating you just isn't good enough, Jerry. I'm gonna beat you with the same move that you broke Andy Kaufman's neck with. I'm gonna beat you with your own move, Jerry. I am gonna shove your head between my legs and drive your skull into the mat with a pile driver. And then I'm gonna pin you. And you know what this idiot's gonna do? He's gonna count 1, 2, 3.
Praising words from Argos. Can you imagine the disrespect?
You got something to say to me, punk?
To beat Lawler with Lawler's own move.
Well, if you were going to beat me with my own move, pile driver, what if I beat you with a move a good buddy of mine up in the WWE named Stone Cold taught me?
Wait a second. Look at that! Jerry the King Lawler! Lawler! Stone Cold Stunner! And Lawler's gonna beat him though! Oh my gosh, Argos completely beside himself. Never saw that coming. And man, I'll tell you what, BC, if the stakes are raised and there's pile drivers everywhere, this thing could get dangerous.
Well, Joe, I don't think they're going to pile drive me and you. Argos seems beside himself. He seems a little verklempt. He's bumbled, lost.
What?
He's, I don't know. Whatever.
You can't make up words.
I make up all kind of words. I know the best words. Oh, shut these people. You still got it. Stone Cold Jerry Lawler in there.
Hey, he's still got it. The problem is, I don't think JaXon Argos wants it.
Well, imagine how great it's going to be when we say we were here to see JaXon Argos give Jerry Lawler the pile driver for the 1-2.
Do you really think that's going to happen?
I absolutely do. Did you not hear JaXon Argos say it's going to happen? If JaXon Argos tells you the sky is green, guess what, Joe? The sky is green.
I'm worried about Argos' blood pressure after hearing those comments. I've never seen him just beside himself. I knew he was insecure, but man, being humiliated in the hometown he alleges to not care about, I could send him over the edge.
Insecure? What insecure?
Argos, come on. If you're that loud, you're overcompensating for something. Argos backs Lawler into the corner, and a hard right hand, a second time. And the King in a bad way.
As a man who's accused of being loud, I take that as an insult. But look at that. Argos taking it to the... Look at that, Joe. That is a Rookie of the Year right there.
He's so good at wrestling. He didn't do any wrestling moves yet.
Uh-oh.
Lawler to his feet. And there's what a punch feels like. One of the hardest right hands in the business for decades. They wind up in a hard ride.
You know, I will say, Argos has to watch out. He mentioned Andy Kaufman earlier. He broke Andy Kaufman's neck.
He's in the fetal position.
He gets till 10. He's got to regroup. He's got to take a break, help out his boys.
And why are help out his boys?
Again, help from his boys.
What are Pollock and Dupree doing out here?
Well, it's like I said earlier, their motivation, their guidance, their
distractions, their pests, their nuisances.
Imagine having 2 Tony Robinses is with you at all times.
Imagine just having one JaXon Argos with you anytime.
I wish he was teammates.
What?
Imagine 2 of those. I'd like having every day.
Mambo Italiano. Clean break. Oh, come on. Open hand right to the jaw, I believe. And a cross body in the corner. Almost a abbreviated single splash. Oh, no, you're kidding me.
Here it is,
Argos
Joe.
for the pile driver. Outlawed in most of the industry. It's legal here. All on the reverse body drop. Argos is going for humiliation here, and he's the one with egg on his face.
He had cake earlier.
Egg and cake.
There is. This crowd fact brought to you by the Food Network and Go to Browser. Now this is not going to make JaXon Argos happy.
I don't care.
He's going to be very angry with him chanting Jack.
Oh, darn.
You don't hear him chanting JaXon, do you?
There's a good reason for it.
Too many syllables, you're right.
I think the previous chanting. Not the only one.
Well, no, I think Pollock. Their voices matter.
Get the other one. Show your strength,
What
buddy.
voices can matter for your locker room?
Sujo, what happens when you go to the locker room is you're not there to guide your opponent, like we saw earlier in the night tonight. Oh, wait a minute, trying to make sure those shoulders don't get down.
Argos great neck strength to bridge up like that. Very impressive.
You know, one thing I will say, Argos has to be on his game. Jerry Lawler knows every
handful of hair.
Knows every trick of the trade and then some.
Sure.
The man that invented a lot of them, quite frankly.
Practically wrote the book.
I don't know what you're talking about. I saw you pull there. I don't want no more.
Now you're retired as mentor, Jackie Vargas.
I didn't do anything.
Think about some of the legendary matches with Bill Dundee.
Got him, Argos.
You know, that's what also JaXon Argos should do. Put his foot in his mouth.
I think Argos does a great job sticking his own foot in his mouth sometimes.
What a year, Tim. Right way to cap it off by defeating Joe the King. Now, would this mean that Argos goes into the WWE Hall of Fame?
No, that would not mean that.
Are you sure?
One of the few WWE Hall of Famers. Oh, God.
Booyaka, booyaka! Here comes Joe.
Never say that again. What an idiot.
You see that the wind actually carried him.
Yeah, all the hot air coming out of his mouth, maybe. Lawler measures Argos. Oh.
That's a good way to break a nose. Or break a jaw. Could you imagine if his jaw was broken? They might have to wire the shot.
Argos is out on his feet. What a terrible thing that would be.
Well, look at those. One closed fist after another.
I love it.
But that should be illegal.
Something Argos didn't do first.
Well, if this were a Bill Watts rules match, he'd be...
Oh, the stunner! What is Bill Watts' rules? What idiot would book that? Lawler the stunner. Argos is down.
You know, we're not going to get a cease and desist from him doing that move.
There's a fist drop.
You know, you said earlier, one of the hardest fists in professional wrestling once broke Paul Heyman, a man after my heart, once broke Paul Heyman's jaw with one punch. If that happens to JaXon Argos, I hope they have a medical facility close by. If his jaw is wired shut.
I hope they drive him all the way to Canada.
Well, they do have better health care.
Oh, no. Is this... JaXon 5, no.
There's one. There's two.
Well, Lawler may be having some bad flashbacks right now.
Joe, you know what comes after 4?
Take off the elbow!
Oh, no.
Joe, do you smell
What?
the Argos is cooking?
The fifth JaXon's makeover didn't work out, and Lawler to his feet. Elbows like that. Some experts claim led to Lawler's heart attack on live television 5 years ago. And now Lawler the rock bottom. Great counter for the elbow. Got him! No! I'm just thankful that Lawler was able to get to his feet after those elbows because he wasn't able to the first time.
He got lucky is what he got. Tell you, that fifth JaXon 5 elbow, that puts you away, Joe.
That fifth JaXon's almost as obnoxious as Argos is.
You leave Tito out of this.
Argos grabbing onto the official, grabbing onto whatever he can to try to get out of the grasp of the king.
No, he's pulling the hair.
Argos.
He's pulling the hair of JaXon, Argos. That's illegal, too. I don't hear you talking about that.
Well, I'm not going to deny that, but what's going on behind the back of the official?
Well, what I see right now is Argos is trying to tell the official, see how verklempt I am, Joe, official that...
You don't know what you're doing anymore.
Well, see, from my vantage point, the way the lights in, I didn't see what you were saying.
Pollock and Dupree, can you guess what they were doing?
I'm so good at
I believe they were telling Jerry Lawler he should give it up. That's admirable.
Yeah, quite physically they were being used.
You know, you got to encourage a guy.
Lawler's been wrestling longer than anybody on Team Sport's been alive by a large margin as Argos with that splash again, and Lawler's in a bad way. 2 count only.
Joe, I'm going to be honest. This may shock you, and I'm not impartial. I'm pulling for JaXon.
No.
I know. See, there's just something about, he's new, he's happening, he's hip.
Well, I want Argos to get maybe a dose of some humble pie.
I don't think they serve that over in the buffet.
Is this your king?
Yeah, this is professional wrestling's king.
See, he is the king now, Joe. He just told you.
What a maroon.
Not King Haku.
Blocked by Lawler, second time. Argos into the buckle. Haku.
King Harley Race, King Duggan, King Kalua.
And Lawler.
Uh-oh.
Oh, down comes the strap, and the king is ready to unload on JaXon Argos. Argos is out on his feet. Lawler the drop kick. Even Dupree and Pollock are in shock.
Joe, ask any man that's seen Memphis wrestling, anytime Jerry Lawler's been around, you know when that strap comes down, he means business.
Oh, without a doubt, that's a game changer. And Lawler proving it here once again in 2017.
So I'm a little bit worried here. JaXon Argos looking a little bit worse for wear.
Lawler's peppering Argos with right hand. Oh no! Argos pushing Lawler off.
Now, how unprofessional for Bobby Williams to be in the way.
That's Argos' fault.
And see, he was clearly in the way. That wouldn't happen if I were. And now I think Pollock.
Dupree's getting on the apron.
Well, I think they're going to help Bobby Williams up.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Eventually.
Give him mouth to mouth.
Well, that would help him get up, I guess, but.
Come on.
See, now Lawler asked for this.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh, Lawler out of the way! Argos just got leveled by his boys.
Oh, Joe, wait a minute. Wait.
Meeting of the minds.
That was for the occipital protuberance something thing.
And Lawler zeroing in on Argos once again. Argos is susceptible. Here it comes.
Call Bill Dundee. Call Randy Hales. This isn't allowed.
Pile driver. Argos got drilled. No one gets up from the pile driver. Not Andy Kaufman, not JaXon Argos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Jerry, the King Lawler.
Joe, this was the worst birthday for JaXon Argos ever. There's going to be no cake, no presents.
Good. You try to take over this event, make it about you. Jerry the King Lawler comes back, and Jerry the King Lawler does what's right. Not only does he completely ransack the party, but he comes back and spikes JaXon Argos on top of his skull.
I don't know what this means for Canada, but does this mean that JaXon Argos is no longer the king?
JaXon Argos is the king in his own mind. Jerry the King Lawler, the victor. Argos has no idea what to do.
Oh, it's going to be trouble for Jerry Lawler now. We got a 3-on-1, Joe.
Credit Argos for being on his feet. That's about it. Oh no, come on! Argos do King and Pollock. It is 3-on-1 on the king.
Yeah! Who's getting the last laugh, Joe?
Team Storm just can't deal with losing. They can't deal with not being the center of attention.
Oh, Joe, hey, wait!
We need some help out here. Oh, there's some help. That's Dinero.
Oh, now what's his business out here?
His business out here is to even the odds. And Lawler now helping Dinero clear the ring.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Team Storm should have known better. Jerry Lawler's the king of professional wrestling for a reason. Long live the king at IWC High Stakes 2. Find us on social media, IWCWrestling.com. Thank you so much for bringing us into your homes for High Stakes 2. Next up, Clearfield. Ryan Kidd, BC Steel, Joe Dombrowski. Good night from Wheeling, West Virginia.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.